Well, I don't think we have the same sort of setup as London does. And if you're going to take one provider, you have to have one funder. And obviously, we have the federal government, we have the provincial government. So it's not really fair to say we're going to have one person in charge when 3 different levels of government pay for transit. So I'm not really in agreement of that right now. Look at the subway system. The streetcars, that's what's causing congestion in the city. And there was a plan at one time, as you know, along King and Queen, to have subway systems, and they buried it. They put these streetcars in. Get rid of the streetcars, build subways. Right now we're limited. But I'd like to eventually phase out streetcars. I've always said that. And replace them with buses. That's what's causing major congestion downtown. So if we can build a proper subway system, and that's why I want to finish off the Shepherd line, go to Finch, do the DRL, and then see how we can expand from there. But I don't disagree. We have a terrible transit system compared to other major cities in the world. You can't be sitting on that much amount of money when they're in debt. I sat on the TRCA board for a number of years. I'm not going to be really critical of them, but I think they could run a more efficient ship. And when you have that amount of money sitting on properties, you should get rid of them and utilize that money. And I'm just a little concerned that they're sitting on millions of dollars that could be utilized to pay off their debt. Obviously, they're in the hole and they keep coming back for more and more and more. So it's pretty hard to justify handing over more and more money when they're sitting on like I think it was 100 and something houses.
So sell the houses?
Absolutely. Why not?
Councillor Doug Ford, after you introduced Ben Johnson yesterday, you said everyone's welcome to be part of your campaign. But this time around, you're going to look a little bit more closely as to who you allow to be part of your group, considering what happened.
There's going to be thousands of people at our kickoff, and we have one huge team. And if you saw our campaign last time, we had well over 1,000 people. You can't sit there and ask for a background check on every single person. So, everyone's welcome. We have every race and religion on our team, and I just can't wait to get going. Getting these blitzes going, getting the debates going, and kicking off next Thursday. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be guaranteed the biggest turnout for any campaign you've ever seen. I won't be buying any more streetcars as long as I'm mayor, and I'm planning to be mayor for a long time, much to your chagrin. But we are. I just want to eventually phase them out. But you're right. We purchased a whole bunch of them. I never supported it. I got stuck with paying the bill though. But eventually, maybe 20 years, 30 years, let's phase them out. In North York, Scarborough, and Etobicoke, we can. Well, you know what? Young downtown, they have subways. Shepherd, it only makes sense to connect the Shepherd line. You just look at it, and even the Prime Minister looked at it and said, why don't you guys connect us? And that was right out of the blue. And then the Finch, people are getting ignored up in North York. People are getting ignored in Scarborough. They have been for a long time.
It's a GTA problem that you have drivers coming in from Burlington, Oakville,
and it's only going to get worse.
So how do you coordinate it so it's across the GTA?
You have to work with more municipalities. But all I can do is worry about Toronto right now. And as Toronto grows, there's going to be more cars. Let's face it, there's going to be more congestion. There's no magic solution that when someone says, "Oh, I'm going to resolve the issue of gridlock," you're not going to resolve the problem of gridlock. You can start by, like I said, building subways, getting people out of their cars. I know one thing: I won't get on a streetcar. If I have an option of driving or a streetcar, I want to get on in my car.
Do you think a lack of political will has put us behind in transit?
I think there's a lot of games being played. I had a subway plan. It could have went, but they delayed it and they flip-flopped. It went back and forth, and they ended up building a subway 3 years later.
Mayor Ford, Olivia Chow says she can alleviate congestion on the TTC by adding bus service. What do you think?
At what cost?
I think she pegged it at...
Spend. That's Olivia Chow's spend. And Tory's is the same guy who came up to me and said, "Oh, you have to support revenue tools." No, I'm not going to support revenue tools. I didn't have to support revenue tools. I said 1/4 1%, $5 per household. So I'm not going to implement a gas tax and a retail tax, and that's what they want to do. They want to tax and spend, and that's not the way I'm going to run the city. And I haven't run the city like that for 4 years. I've saved a lot of money.